Begin. The Ogre Dance, which makes us susceptible to a Droll and Lockbird play here. Droll's really screwed up the main way of playing the game because you're supposed to bait Ash with bad searches. But now you have to use your best search first because of Droll, and then if you do that, you then get ashed on your best search. So what is even the correct play? I think you have to do your best search. You just have to. We are making Photon Lord with the Nitro head. All of the gold prides could special summon from the hand once per turn, that is, if your life points are lower than your opponent. So searching for a level 8 to exceed into a level 8, the Photon Lord is going to be when the opponent activates a monster effect, that is a negate. Reborning our Baller, and then we're now making a Star Leon. We're going to talk about all the negates and disruptions we have here because we have quite a lot. We're also triggering the carry, mandatory effect to summon a carry onto the field to then draw a card with our continuous spell. You do want to toggle on in the end phase in case, let's say you're going second and this triggers, you could still use that Call by the Grave in the end phase to banish something before passing your turn if there was something in the graveyard. Now the disruptions here are going to be a lot of targets for the Droplet. We're going to want to use Droplet on the Baller, the Leon, the Star Leon, and the Photon Lord. That's 4 things we have to discard with Droplet because it's a monster negate, monster pop, double monster suck, and what could this go into here? Maybe I don't want to spoil it, but as long as we use Gold Pride monsters only, we could synchro into anything. This could be a Shen Shen if we want. Is that something we would really want to do? We also have pop a card in the field. We also have pop another card in the field. This is pop a monster on summon. So you have about 5 disruptions plus Ghost Ogre. So 6 disruptions, not counting the called buys. Can we play through 6? Lubellion's going to be searching our deck here for nothing as called by is going to be fingering the Lubellion. And again, we have 4 monsters we have to use Droplet on. And because we have back row, that's good. We're completely playing around cards like Dark Ruler No More and Droplet. Summoning the Martin, using Droplet to send Droplet and Martin to the graveyard. Did we have to normal summon? So the ability to fuse and to negate a monster effect has now been thwarted. We could still synchro into anything. We could still pop a monster on the field. We're going to use Tiger, Reborn from the graveyard. Ogre is going to stop the Tiger from reborning from the grave. Just like that, Ogre, public disruption, we knew it was searched for. And we're still going to be summoning our Martin onto the field. As the Leon now pops it, as we said, that is our disruption. Martin, when sent to the graveyard by card effect, to be grabbing a Lunalight Fusion. If there's an extra deck monster on the field, the Lunalight Fusion could use your deck. We have the Lunalight Wolf being returned back to the hand to summon the Martin from the grave. We're going to be going into our synchro. I have no idea what we're synchroing into. Huh? That's an Amazing Dragon. Amazing Dragon on summon will target to spin cards in the field back to the hand. Maybe we're summoning something untargetable, yes? Lunalight Leo Dancer. What does this card do? Your opponent cannot target this card as we summoned a card that targets, and we have another card that targets, plus another card that targets. Target, target, target cannot be targeted. All of our disruption is gone. 700 damage over the Star Leon, activating to wipe out all opponent's monsters as we get that attack for game. What the hell just happened? 6 disruptions into an untargetable Lunalight Dancer for game? Wow. Ogre Dance, we just have Max C, but no way to stop the Max C. And Gold Pride special summons a ton. No respect for the Gamma. We could be hard Gamma activating right now. We're going for the big play. We're up a win, so we may as well just YOLO game 1, and it works. So what are our disruptions? Besides Ash and Max C, we have pop any card in the field, which we saw how that worked last game, and we have pop a monster targeted on summon to then go into a fusion summon or also a synchro summon. Okay, so we have about 4 disruptions. Let's go. Twin Twister. Gia, we need a deck check on that. Discard a card, pop 2 back row. This is a no side deck tournament. I hope you're main decking that. I'm sure Gia already double checked it. Goodbye to both of our disruptors here. Now we have nothing. We just have Ash and Maxi. Did we just negate Carrie's effect to do nothing? Yes, Carrie, which already did nothing, now does even more nothing. Maybe we just wanted our card in the graveyard. We're going to be chaining Maxi to the business. It's like, yeah, I don't want to read it. It's a paragraph. Just negate. You're negated. Serenir sending a Lubellion from the deck to the graveyard here, tributing for the Lubellion, triggering the Druid Swarm to send a special summon monster on the field to the graveyard. Now, both players in a way taking the Maxi challenge, but at least we could one-turn kill. We're going for the draw 2. You do have to choose which effect you activate, which means you can't Ash the other effect of looking at the opponent's hand here or taking control. Not able to set up lethal. We're going to have to end on no disruption. This is nothing. Now, Gold Pride against 0 disruption. Please do something amazing. Leon could special summon a Gold Pride from the graveyard, but then locks you into Gold Pride monsters only. The regain is going to be triggered to reborn a Druid Swarm from the grave. We're going to use Called Bind to banish that Druid Swarm, triggering the regain to return it back into the deck to then draw a card, possibly giving them a hand trap. Maybe drawn into a Maxi. Let's see. Regained, Leon, reborn with Confusion Summon, suck up the Lubellion. Here comes that draw 1 play here. Drawing into a Super Polymerization. Now, we are activating our Baller to fuse into our Pin Baller to suck up the Lubellion, and then it's going to return itself back to the action deck during the end phase, reborning the Baller and drawing a card with the Better Luck next time, which I believe the draw is a hard once per turn. We're not going to draw 2 here. Baller, draw just 1. Now, because we did not draw into a Gold Pride, this Baller actually now does nothing. We cannot fuse into the Prince Baller again because we need another Gold Pride monster on the field or in the hand in order to do so. So what is our disruption? Nothing. If we were to use Emergency Teleport within the end phase, it would still get banished during that end phase, even if we were to toggle on. Super Polymerization, fusing with the Shirakusai and the Baller to make our Garura, which punches for 3,000 damage. Thus, we're off by 1,400. 1,400 more damage, and we have that game. Ash Blossom negate, the Lunalight, Tiger, and Wolf, how big are they? We have 1,200, and the Wolf is a level 6, so do we have a way to special summon it? We do not. Poking for 3k, leaving them limping at 200 life points left. Now, the Punk monsters can't activate. They cost 600 life points. We can't activate another Better Luck next time. The Emergency Teleport does not cost life points. The Wagon cannot search for a field spell. Maxi chaining to the regain, hopefully drawing into something spicy here. Emergency Teleport is not a hard once per turn. We can activate another one. Here is our Leon. Leon is not going to burn our life points here. Reborning from the graveyard, our Baller. We can now Fusion Summon with our field, sucking up 2 cards on the field with 3,000 attack. Should we have game or what? Double Suckage, Emergency Teleport into the Shirakusai for even more battle damage, and just like that, 3,900 damage for game. Taking this into a game 3. Very well done. Nice, nice, nice. Interesting back and forth we had there. Begin. That is going to be drawing into a Star Leon. So what is our disruption play here? We have Ghost Ogre, we have Ash, we have Better Luck. I should say the Start Your Engine, which pops a card on summon, plus will allow us to Fusion Summon, which is even more disruption, plus pop a card, plus negates. We have about 6 disruptions, not counting the Called by the Grave. So let's see. Can we play through 6? Okay, there. Can we play through 5? Can we play through 4? 4 disruptions left as the Ash negates the Lubellion after our Photon Lord just got kaiju'd. Triple Tactics Talent, draw 2. Okay. We have Ogre, pop, fuse, pop. Ooh, we don't want to pop Sharon. Sharon will trigger a Fusion Summon. Call by the Grave, which was a disruption we were not counting. The Unknown, the Private Finger, fingering the Martin, not only negating it from being summoned, and when being sent to the graveyard is searching, it's now not going to be able to use its effect to reborn itself from the grave. So that is a big deal. And we are going to add any Lunalight spell or trap from the deck to the hand, which has been stopped. Reborning the Kaleido Chick, we're going to be using our effect to pop it. So we have 3 disruptions left. Revealing double Star Leon. Star Leon's going to reborn from the graveyard and actually give us an extra disruption. Now we could go into the Leon, the Synchro, right? The Synchro's going to pop. So we have pop with the Synchro, we have Fuse, we have pop with the Naroshi Surprise. Yep, let's go. We have the Ghost Ogre. 4 disruption. Perfume discarding. Star Leon is synchroing into a disruption probably. We got 4, we got 4, we got 4. Can we play through 4? If any deck could do it, it is Lunalight. Summoning from the deck our Lunalight Emerald Bird. Shokan into the Star Leon. This is going to be popping any monster in the field. Perfume grabbing our Wolf. Okay. Now we're going into the Fusion Summon. We're going to suck up the entire field. We're not sending Sharon to the graveyard by card effect. So this is our 4th disruption. We are now using it to suck up the entire field non-target. We still got 3. We still got 2. We got 2. We're going to Narawashi Surprise, pop the Lunalight Wolf. We don't think so. And just like that, with 2 disruptions left, Gold Pride, an actual great highlight of what the deck could do, winning the duel with 2 more plays to make. Very well done. Begin. We got Sophia special summoning our Elise. Sophia's going to be drawing a card of control and Exosister. Exosister's all about countering you manipulating the grave. And talking about manipulating the grave, we have Branded and we have April in the tournament right now. Speaking of April, Martha special summon if you have just Exceeds monsters or no monsters. And that's going to be our Mikalis. Mikalis will be searching our deck for any Exosister spell or trap, which will be our Returnia. So what we're setting up here is the combo to banish 4 cards in the field. Banish, 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 banish. Magnifica is a non-target banish. The Returnia has a non-target banish. We are manipulating a card from the graveyard, but there's no Exosister on the field to be triggered in response to that, so this was a good opportunity to whip that out. Magnahut searching for any dragon from the deck, going to be our Bestial Lubellion, and we're not done. We're going to keep on banishing from the graveyard. We now have Saranir and Magnahut. We're going to Maxi preemptively, and now we're going to be using our Magnifica non-target monster banish. Okay, just getting that done early. Done within the draw phase to play around Triple Tactics Talent, but we played into the Thrust. Now, Triple Tactics Talent is a huge counter to this deck, because if they take control of your Magnifica, you can't use Returnia, you need an Exosister on the field. But we played around it. So let's go. Lubellion sends, searching for a Druid Swarm. We have Albion sending an Albaz in the deck to draw a card here. We got our Droll. Kit's gonna be our normal summon. Magnifica's gonna be chaining to it to summon a Mikalis to be another banish, which plays into the Triple Tactics Talent, but maybe we want to search a Branded Fusion instead, but the Kit could be the card that searches for Branded Fusion. So let's see. Normally you wait for Kit to be special summoned if you have an Albaz Fusion in the grave, but we instead normal summoned it. This is a targeting banish. Banish in the field or in the grave. We have our Branded Fusion, returning our Droll back in the deck. Triple Tactic Thrust into the TTT. If we take control of the Mikalis, it's going to completely turn off the Returnia. We're not going to be able to banish. And then we're good. So we're going to be using our 2nd banish, our 3rd and 4th banish. We got to fire it off early. Everything right here, right now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 cards banished. That was the Quadra banish play from Exosister. That is the correct way. Take control. And what happened here? Mikalis is a card that only you, the player, can only activate this once per turn. Since you, Murasaki, activated it, April had not activated the hard once per turn effect yet, so we get to take control and banish. So what a lot of people do with this card is you can only target an opponent's card or in their graveyard. What people do is they use Magnifica to banish herself, and then they don't even give them anything to take control of. Imperm, negate. Damn. That is a hard Triple Tactics Talent. into an uninterrupted branded fusion. Ain't no way. So this was on the guide where, how do you know to make this play? If you have another dark monster plus a card to discard, you're good. Let's go. Oh, we are under max C though. Banishing double Albaz to make our Borreload Furious Dragon. And because we're under max C, we're not going into Lubellion, discard, make a Mirror Jade. And then we have lethal damage. Did we summon Mikalis in attack position? Yeah, right? Like, that's not a good idea. Because the TTT, uh-oh. Yeah, we had to summon this in D. And now they got to not only take control to attack with it, but also banish our impermanence. That is devastating. Exosister Stella activating the special summon Elise from the hand, being met with a Max C. Max C is quite disruptive to Exosister. Sakitama's going to be an additional normal summon, not a special under the Max C. Mikalis, we're going to be ending from here. We're going to be searching for a disruptor, which will be our Vadis. So the way Vadis works is you ideally want to use it in response to your opponent activating a card to banish a card from either player's grave or move a card from the grave, because it will summon 2 Exosister in response to that play, and then both of them will trigger to perform Exceed summons, going into another Mikalis to banish any card in the field, going into a monster negate. Let's see. So right now we can't move cards in the grave because Elise is pinning us down. We have Fallen Albaz on summon, discarding to fuse with the opposing Mikalis, which wasn't really a disruptor. And now you have Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade ready to non-target monster banish any card in the field. So when you see them sending a Branded Fusion or Retribution, that's them adding Branded Fusion from the graveyard. And that is moving a card from the grave. So when they activate the Retribution targeting the Branded Fusion, that's when you could flip up the Vadis and get popping off. This is it. We can do it right now. There we go. As I said, Mirror Jade could stop one of the Exceed summons. So this is triple Exceed. Triple Exceeding. Activate all 3. Now Mirror Jade could choose to banish just one of them. So what do we go into here? We could stop them from activating cards in the grave. We could stop them from special summoning from the grave. We have Castapel. Castapel is going to be the one that disallows them from, if Konami would let me read the damn card, your opponent can not, I could not catch it, Jesus. So let's read these real quick. This one's going to be neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard. Castapel is neither player can special summon from the graveyard. Mikalis is going to be banish any card in the field or in the grave. And we did not have the negate, no monster negate. So triggering our effects right here, no special summoning, no activating from the grave. Let's go. But if Mikalis banishes the Mirror Jade, it activates while banished. We're going to be using our Serenir safely, as we are now able to manipulate either player's graveyard here. Summoning the Lubellion from the hand, not from the grave. We are going to be using Branded Fusion, banishing the Branded Lost. Thus, we're going to be able to respond to the Fusion summons with nothing anyway, because we don't have any other disruptors. It's too much gas. It's just like... So what could Branded do while they can't activate or special summon from the grave? They could still do a lot. Making the Albion. Albion's gonna still manipulate cards in the graveyard somehow. We think we shut down the grave, but we didn't really. Making the Borreload. Borreload could pop any card on the field. Branded Opening's gonna discard a card, add the Alibur, which we haven't even normal summoned yet. Normal summoning our Alibur, grabbing the Branded in white. We are supposed... This is a deck that counters the graveyard. So it's like Branded interacts with the grave, play Exosister to counter Branded unless they open the nuts. Is this opening the nuts? I don't know what to say. We're banishing from the grave the Fusion Summon now. Banish into an untargetable Sanctifier. We have a full field, almost 16,000 damage on the field. Is this lethal? I don't even know. Yes, it is. Pop in. We have evenly matched if we don't lose. But we do lose. So, I don't know. We played into a full Vadis. Triple Exosister. We had banish anything. Can't activate in the grave. Can't reborn from the grave. We still had Branded in red. which still works under all of those restrictions, adding a card in the graveyard to our hand, then fusion summoning into a Chimera that could not attack directly, but could then pop cards in the field. So this wasn't even the full extent of what Branded could do. They had so much more gas. They had more plays. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Droll being a super rare is great. This easily could have been Ultra. Add the Soul Piercer, and then whip out the Droll playing around the Gamma. And there you go, Bagooska's plan B. This is why I said play a lot of boosters if you're heavily getting hand trapped as a super heavy Sam player yourself, so the booster could just boost itself onto the field, make that Bagooska. Alrighty. Bagooska's pretty good against Branded, but every time we see it summon against Branded, it still gets outed. I just don't know why that still happens. They're even playing 60 card decks and they're just drawing the out. Now, this will be forcing every monster in the field into defense, and if they activate while in defense, even if they leave the field while they were in defense, they are negated. Fossil Dig into a Giant Rex here. Interesting. We have double Evolution Pill, banishing the Giant Rex and the Droll and Lockbird to summon a negated Pankratops. Even if it activates while off the field, it activates because while it was in defense, it's still going to be negated. We have, here's an interesting ruling, by the way, just thinking about the finger. If they have the Peacemaker, this is so weird, it's wild. I don't know if you agree with this ruling or what. Peacemaker versus a finger, what do you think happens? This goes to the graveyard to tribute a monster it's connected to summon a monster from the deck. If you finger the Peacemaker as Chain Link 2 to this being in the graveyard, it's not negated. It still summons a monster from the deck because it's a spell effect, and Call by the Grave only negates monster effects. So that's a funny interaction. All right, get fingering. It does work. Believe it. We are getting rid of that C. You're not going to be drawing per special summon here as the Giant Rex reborn itself back onto the field. We know that the Pankratops would be negated, so we're making a Cerberus instead. Now, Cerberus could have been countered because it says it only gets to destroy a monster in the main monster zone. Had we summoned Bagooska in the extra monster zone, this wouldn't even be a play. Very well done. Discard. We haven't even normal summoned yet. There's our Oviraptor, knowing that there's no miscellaneous in the hand. That is going to be a negate. Very nice. Codebreaker is also a good link, too, that could just attack over Bagooska. Cerberus being better if they summon in the main monster zone because you keep your main phase. And we have 0 disruption. You have nothing. And you cannot Wakashi special summon if you have another monster in the other scale, and if you don't have a Benki in the deck. So it is a Garnet. Searching for our Piercer, but we already normal summoned. And if you already normal summoned, you just equip the Piercer onto a monster and pretend like you normal summoned it. Scarecrow is here, triggering the Piercer to search our deck for the Bike. Bike getting a level 2 tuner in the graveyard so we can make the Excel Star to Synchro play. Discard Scales to reborn the Piercer from the graveyard. More than once per turn it can be activated to get searching. We have the Ballista searching our deck for the Box. We're adding a Peacemaker. Box activates searching for a Tunneler. We're going to equip onto the non-linkable Scarecrow to summon a Wagon from the deck, searching for a Booster, boosting itself onto the field as a level 4 monster. Tunneler tributing the booster to summon itself onto the field to then make an Apollo USA with a triple monster negate. Tunneler shuffle 5 cards to the graveyard back of the deck to draw 2. We then have Therion special summon here. This is a bit wild what we're doing here. These are not standard plays. Equipping the Piercer onto the Therion, so if it leaves the field, it will be searching. Not quite lethal damage, but we have triple monster negate plus an Omni negate. Stealthy will steal an opponent's card, setting a Call by the Grave from the opponent's graveyard, ready to call by onto a potential miscellaneous. We have a Megalo Smasher off the top of the deck, not big enough to even swing over the Apollo USA, thus scooping it up. Miscellaneous, which you want to Ash the effect of Miscellaneous, summoning a monster from the deck. That's the ideal Ash. We have Droll and Lockbird shutting down the deck in a way. This is where you Ash. Very well done. Now the Archosaur would want to search for a double evolution pill, but we already have it. Very nice. We already used up our normal summon. The Ground Xeno cannot even be used, which we really wanted to use it because it would add a dinosaur and pop the baby, and then we would pop off. But it took 2 hand traps to stop us. Box has been drawn. That is unfortunate, so our Ballista play is now gone. But Box being a level 4 and being summonable through Pendulum Summoning, it's not dead. It's still something. We Scarecrow it up. Piercer is going to be activating, searching for the bike. We're going to discard the Box, reborn the Piercer. We can now make a Baron de Floor, adding a Peacemaker, which we want to protect that play with our Baron de Floor, because Ash on Peacemaker is ideal, but rarely are you even able to pull it off, because Baron de Floor will negate. We have Akashi setting up the Pendulum Scale here, searching for our wagon, which will be Pendulum Summoned. And now we have that Omni Negate. Get ready with the Peacemaker, which will equip to summon a Scales. Scales will then summon the Piercer from the graveyard, continually interacting with that same Piercer. Thus, a card like DD Crow could be really good. Can't use Bestials because it's Earth. There is the Clifford Genius. Clifford Genius will ensure that we could add a Therion from our deck to our hand. We could even add a Kaiju if we want to. So let's say we're playing against Expirly Nor, Kaiju it up. But we probably would disrupt them enough where they wouldn't even be able to search it. So this is a nice little detail here. The Genius could get ashed, but by summoning Wagon in attack position, not defense, in attack position, it chain link blocks the Genius from being able to be negated, thus ensuring we get our Therion Regulus. Therion Regulus equipping the Piercer, which we could pop the Piercer to, that's a big finger, and then we could search our deck for a Piercer, or I should say any Super Heavy Samurai. We got the Soul Horns for double attacking. We're going into Super Heavy Samurai only. This is the train, right? Masuwaru or the train? The train is here. Choo-choo, 4,800 defense. Could double attack with the Soul Horns. Could discard up to 2 cards, wipe out the entire field. Up to 2 cards, that is. Just like that. Double attack for game protected by Therion and Baron de Floor, Omni, Negate. Mannadium. Wait, are you playing Thunder Dragon? I don't even know. I'm just gonna sneak it. I'm sneaky looking. Yes, no Thunder Dragon, just Mannadium versus Live Twin. Mannadium Tier Limit, that is. Making our Kick Kalos from the Tier Limit being sent to the graveyard, activating to send a Tier Limit Kashtira. This is a Mill 10 combo. Mill 2, then reborn the Tier Limit Kashtira to Mill 8. Mill 5, Mill 3 after milling 2. Merly is Mill 8, this is Mill 10. But Merly does trigger a Fusion Summon. That is a ton of cards milled. Sully's gonna activate to search our deck for a Tier Limit monster. Beast's gonna activate to draw. Meta Noise is going to activate to add a Hovness in the graveyard back to our hand, which can activate in response to a monster effect in the field. Come to us. And we also have an Ash off the top of the deck randomly. We have Sharon, which could discard the Hovness, triggering a Fusion Summon here. Mill 3 cards off the top of the deck also. Starfrost popping the Sharon, which could trigger the Fusion Summon. So the Hovness already activated. The Sharon is the second and final Tier Limit Fusion. Making out Rukalos, which is an activation to negate a special summon effect. We're going to use the field spell to pop the set Trivikarma to then search our deck for any Vsauce, Starfrost, spell, or trap card. Come to us, grabbing our Tier Limit Grief, which could summon a Tier Limit from the deck, which is going to be our Rhino Heart, sending our Tier Limit Kashtira, which already activates effect to mill, as we then make a Baron de Floor with the level 6 tuner Vsauce, Starfrost, plus the Rhino Heart. Okay. Omni Negate plus Special Summon Negate. Just 2 disruption here, not that big of a deal. We have Leela summoning Kisa Kill, which we are not negating. We're then adding our Frost, which could Special Summon if we have a Leela, making our Kisa Kill. Kisa Kill activating to draw a card here. Mudora is spinning the opponent's graveyard back into the deck, but we were not even interacting with the graveyard here. I think that was a mistake. Maybe we thought that it was reborning from the grave and not drawing. Triggering the field spell, more like it. Instead of disrupting the graveyard, we were returning our own Tier Limit back in our deck to trigger the field spell to pop any card in the field. Now on the resolution, we're going to be maxing, but we'll chain to the Max C. Rukalos will negate the chain to the Max C. You will not be reborning. You will be destroyed. Rukalos will reborn itself back onto the field. Very well done. It could not reborn itself again. Only if it's Fusion Summoned and then sent to the graveyard does it reborn. Take control, thus forcing the Baron de Floor Omni Negate. We still have more plays here. Nadir Servant, Maximus, Cartesia. We have Live Twin Home, discarding the Cartesia to Special Summon for the deck. Ash, negate. No summon for the deck. Now, Maximus could banish an extra deck monster from the grave to summon itself onto the field, then send 2 extra deck monsters from our extra deck to the grave. Sending the Evil Twin Trouble Sunny, which could send a card in the field to the graveyard, which we're doing so right now. Send an Evil Twin, send the Rukalos. Now we're going to special summon our Ecclesia, all under Max C, so we got to be careful here. Adding a Dogmatica Floritis, which could be a non-target monster negate. Special summoning the Maximus to send 2 extra deck monsters to the graveyard. We have Gangrenol and we have Titanclad, triggering the opponent's Garura to draw a card here. Now, Titanclad is adding, not special summoning, since we already have, well, we have the Knighted already. The Cartesia adding itself back to the hand from the grave. Get ready. Now, Baron de Flor activating to summon a Rhino Heart from the graveyard during the standby phase to send a Tillman from the deck to the grave, triggering the effect of the Gangrenol to summon a Dogmatica from the deck. Chaining Maxi, which we may want to chain the Dogmatica Floritis to this. Wait, Floritis is main phase only, isn't it? If I could click on the damn card. During the main phase only, could it special summon? Now we have the Walalulu Walilith. What the heck is this? If a card leaves the extra deck, this could target a card on the field and negate. Is that going to be good? So we're moving a card. So how this works is turn player trigger effects are going to be on the lower chain link. The non-turn player will be the higher chain link. So if we activate Kaleido on the lower chain link, the Lulu Walla Lilith will then negate it on the higher chain link, thus negating it. Kaleido, we're also activating the field spell, so our double triggers, and then negate. Gotcha, mate. She's non-target? Ain't no way. Wait, no. Okay, you have to, if this card special, wait, you didn't use the other effect? If this card is special summoned, wait, okay, you're using this effect. If a card leaves the extra deck, you can make all monsters gain, yeah, non-target negate. Interesting. Very well done. We have Destretto special summoning itself onto the field as a level 3 tuner. We have the Rhymeheart pop in the right card to special summon itself to then search for a Mannadium card. Dogmatica Floritis will be negating nothing because we're going to use Super Poly to send it to the graveyard, I'm assuming, to dodge the negates. But the newly summoned card could then be negated by the Dogmatica Floritis. Now, actually, does Dogmatica even negate if we don't have another Dogmatica? Let's read the Floritis. Special summon this card if you control another Dogmatica monster, which we just fused with your other Dogmatica, only then do you get to negate. Now, Walla Lulith does not have an effect where it is considered to be a Dogmatica like the Quem is. Okay, so there you go. No negate. Come forth, the Floritis, negating nothing, all under Max C. Rhymeheart is resolving, grabbing our Meek, which we don't have a way to special summon it onto the field here. We need a Vsauce or a Rhymeheart or Rhykoheart in the field. Banishing for Vicious Astrolaud with the Cross Sheep to trigger the effect to reborn from the graveyard and pop a card in the field. Ensuring to Chainlink block it as the Cross Sheep could get ashed. Wiping out the Floritis, reborning from the grave our Fairy Tale Snow. With 13,000 damage on the field, we are now going for game. Lethal damage. Ash and Max C. We have Max C for the key skill, summoning a monster from the deck here. How far are we going to go under the... Ooh, we are going to Droll and Lockbird that Max C draw. Neither player could draw cards now. So we could look at the opponent's hand to spin a card back, but we can't draw 2. We also can't use the secret password. So let's see how many plays we can make under our own Droll and Lockbird. This is a viable play. I saw Pure Punk make plays like this. I was playing it to counter Max C. There was an opportunity where you could safely Droll yourself. I talked about this with Super Heavy Samurai in my guide, where we watch a replay where there's an opportunity to Droll after they draw 2, and then you still get to set up multiple negates. We have the Trouble Sunny, which is going to be able to, during the opponent's turn, pop a card in the field plus draw a card. Let's go. That's our only disruption, really, the public disruption. Pop and draw. The Ghost Ogre could chain to a monster effect in the field or a spell trap that's already face up. We are now popping the right card right here, right now. Right card did not activate the search for a rival? What? I don't understand. How do we not add? Huh? How do we not add? Right card gets popped and we draw. Did you not want to play into a Droll? I mean, you have to be playing the Arrival, right? It's not milled. We're spinning our own back row into the deck just to use the effect of Heartbeat to discard a card, getting Sullik into the graveyard through card effect to search our deck for a Tearlament. What the heck is going on? So if we were playing against around Droll, we didn't want the search for Sharon to be drolled. So this is where I guess the Droll would happen. He's not playing Arrival. That's interesting. No Arrival. That's what he's saying. He's not playing Arrival. So Rykart has no search. Huh. Discard Ashmill 3, triggering a Havnis to fusion Shokan into our Kid Kalos. We only have Sharon left for fusing. We're going to be adding a Scream so we could Reborn from the Graveyard of Tearlament to trigger the effect of Kid Kalos to mill 5 plus mill 3 with the Scream plus send the Sharon with the effect of the Rhino Heart. We got big plays. And we chain link blocked the Scream from being destroyed and negated by Ghost Ogre. We don't want to Ghost Ogre the Rhino Heart because they're probably fusing with it anyway. Mill, Sharon to the graveyard, the final fusion play. We have Destretto now in the graveyard, activating to Shokan into our Brukalos. Brukalos has the ability to negate a special summon as you now wipe up that field. Treat is going to be triggered to, wow, reduce a monster to 0 attack after taking battle damage. So did we attack over the wrong monster here as the Leela attempts to Reborn from the grave, which is not really resulting in anything besides just having bodies in the field? Brukalos will be negating. Negate by sending yourself to then Reborn, or negate by sending the Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart, we're getting rid of it. We're going to keep the Brukalos in the field so that it can Reborn during the next turn. Trouble Sunny is going to send Brukalos, but Brukalos will Reborn. So I guess we send Scream instead? Okay, back on the field. Okay, negate. Ghost Spell, negate the ability to Reborn a monster from the grave. Very well done. All right, all right. Secret Password adding the Sunny Snitch, no Droll, which would be an optimal Droll right here, as we now add the Leela. Leela being the only monster in the field, summoning a Kisa Kill as we then make our Leela. Leela Twin's gonna Reborn the Pink Twin, which will be drawing a card as we then make the Trouble Sunny. Trouble Sunny with 3,300 attack could then, within the battle phase, summon both of the twins in the grave for an additional 2,200 damage. So this is 5,500 attack. 55 plus 15. 55, 15 plus 25. I think we got lethal damage here. The boost up the field. With just this field, we have over 8,000 damage thanks to the Dogmatica Floritis, boosting up the Ecclesia and itself as the Trouble Sunny attacks for gain. Damn. All right.